Have you ever been deep inside a dream, caught in its weird logic, and then suddenly, boom, you get this flash of clarity? You realize, wait a second, none of this is real. I'm dreaming. For most of us, that's kind of where it ends, right? The moment's gone and we just slip right back under. But for some people, that's just the beginning.
It's a great way to think about it, isn't it? Most of our dreams are like these movies playing in our heads, and we're just along for the ride, totally passive. But what if you could do more than just realize you're in the audience? What if you could actually jump out of your seat, grab the director's chair, and start calling the shots?
And that right there is the incredible promise of lucid dreaming. It's the ability to wake up inside your dream, and with that awareness, gain the power to actually shape that inner world. But of course, this opens up some huge questions. I mean, what's actually going on in our brains to make this happen? Is it something we can all learn to do? And maybe more importantly, is it safe? And could this strange hybrid state of mind teach us something fundamental about what consciousness even is? Okay, let's really get into it.
So, first things first, let's make sure we're all on the same page. What exactly is a lucid dream? What makes it different from just a really vivid dream?
Well, the official definition, according to the research, boils down to this. A lucid dream is when you know you're dreaming while you're dreaming. It's that simple. Now, that awareness can then lead to control, the ability to choose your actions, direct your attention, even change the scenery. But the knowing part, that's the key. You're not just a character anymore, you're the conscious player in the game.
And this chart here does a great job of breaking it all down. In a normal dream, there's zero awareness. You just accept everything no matter how bizarre. In a lucid dream, you recognize it for what it is. Control? Well, in a regular dream, it's pretty much accidental. But in a lucid one, you can actually start to direct things. Emotions in normal dreams can be completely overwhelming because they feel so real. But in a lucid dream, just knowing it's a dream helps you regulate them. And finally, memory. You go from just remembering the gist of a dream to potentially being able to deliberately practice or learn things.
And get this is not some super rare fringe thing. Studies show that a whopping 55% of adults have had at least one lucid dream, and almost a quarter of us have them monthly. So yeah, this is a very real and pretty common part of being human.
Okay, so if more than half of us have done this, it really begs the question, what in the world is going on inside our skulls when that switch flips, when we go from just dreaming to consciously knowing we're dreaming?
I mean, we can describe how it feels all day long, but what does a lucid brain actually look like to a scientist? Well, thanks to some pretty amazing brain imaging studies, we're finally getting a look under the hood.
Now check out this brain scan. It's absolutely fascinating. What you're seeing is the difference between regular REM sleep and lucid REM sleep. And those bright yellow spots, those are parts of the brain that are usually quiet during sleep that have suddenly roared back to life. It's like parts of your waking brain literally turn back on while the rest of your body stays completely asleep. So which parts are waking up? Well, it's a whole network. We're talking about the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. That's a major hub for decision-making. The precuneus, which is all about self-awareness, thinking about you. The parietal lobules, which help you make sense of the world, and even parts of your visual processing stream. Basically, all the bits of your brain responsible for higher-level, rational thought suddenly jump back into the conversation.
And it's not just where the activity is happening, it's the rhythm. The brain's electrical signals show this really unique signature. You see a big spike in beta waves. Those are the same fast waves you have when you're awake and focused. And you also see a jump in gamma waves, the fastest brain waves of all, which are linked to high-level concentration. It's like the brain is literally humming at a more conscious frequency.
All right, so you've got this unique brain state where you can be conscious inside your own dreams. It sounds incredible, right? Like a personal holodeck? And for many, it is. But, and this is a big but, it's not always a positive experience. The research shows it can be a real double-edged sword.
This account from a major study really captures that dark side. For some people, becoming aware that they're dreaming, but then being unable to control it is absolutely terrifying. They call it a lucid nightmare or lucid dysphoria. You're completely aware that you're trapped in a bad dream, but you're powerless to do anything about it.
So, the key takeaway here is that the good stuff isn't guaranteed. It's more like a path with two really critical forks in the road. First, you have to try to even have a lucid dream. If that fails, you could just end up with a bad night's sleep, or even experience sleep paralysis. But let's say you succeed, you become lucid. Now you're at the second fork, dream control. If you can gain control, you're headed for a positive outcome, but if you can't, that's where you risk that lucid nightmare. So the benefits are directly tied to success at these key stages.
Now, even with those risks, the potential benefits are so compelling that researchers are really exploring how to harness lucid dreaming as a serious tool for mental health. I mean, check this out. One groundbreaking study looked at using lucid dreaming training as a therapy for people with chronic insomnia, and the results were just wow. After only a few weeks, people saw huge reductions, not just in their insomnia, but also in their anxiety and depression symptoms.
You can see it right here, the drop and how severe their insomnia was. It was massive. This suggests that learning to consciously navigate our own inner world could have these profound, positive ripple effects on our waking mental health. It's a whole new way to think about treatment.
So, what's the big picture here? What does all of this mean? This isn't just about having fun in your sleep anymore. This research is genuinely pushing the boundaries of how we understand the human mind.
And one of the most revolutionary ideas coming out of all this is that lucid dreaming isn't just some weird hybrid state, a murky middle ground between wakefulness and sleep. Nope. It appears to have its own unique brain signature, its own set of rules. It is, for all intents and purposes, a third, distinct state of consciousness. And this is where things get really wild. Some researchers have pointed out that the brain activity in a lucid dream looks eerily similar to the brain activity seen in people who've taken psychedelics. Both states seem to unlock a totally different way of perceiving reality. The key difference, though, is that while psychedelics can sometimes dissolve the ego, lucid dreams seem to enhance our sense of self and control. And this is just cracking open a brand new frontier. You've got startups developing gadgets to try and induce lucid dreams on demand. Scientists have already managed to have two-way conversations with sleeping dreamers, getting them to answer questions with eye movements. This is giving us a toolkit we've never had before to explore the deepest parts of our own minds. Which really just leaves us with one final, massive question. For all of human history, our dreams have been this wild, untamed wilderness. But now we're starting to draw the maps. We're learning the language of this inner world. And if we can truly learn to navigate it with full awareness, what are we going to find there? What parts of ourselves, what strengths, what fears, what creativity are just waiting to be discovered, not out there in the world, but deep inside our own minds?